Welcome. We're here talking about how to get started on the Ayurvedic Fall cleanse, remembering that we do a cleanse in the fall to prepare for winter so that the body is nice and strong and the immune system can support us. One of the things that we do is we start with our diet. So we have 3 stages in the Ayurvedic cleanse. You have the first stage, which is to fix any kind of digestion imbalances. The second phase is the oleation phase, and then you have rejuvenation. Now, there's a few things that happens in between oleation and rejuvenation. When we get to that, I will let you know what goes down on there, because that part is really important, because that's how we get the toxins out of the body. So why are we doing the cleanse? Well, we talked about it last week, but just to briefly give you that information, we're doing it to remove toxins, stagnation out of the body. They accumulate naturally from the environment, from the foods we eat, overindulging, those kinds of things. So it's a good idea to give this to your body. It's like a clean slate, makes it easier. Your body becomes more efficient. Like I said, you're less likely to get sick because your body's not bogged down dealing with, our channels being clogged up. So we talked about how disease moves into the body. And what we're doing with a cleanse is we're returning that disease pathway around. We're reversing it. That's the whole idea. And we do that by, first off, changing our diet, eliminating all sugar, no sugary drinks, none of them, no juice. And I would even kind of cut back on fruit, focus more on vegetables. If you have weak digestion, if you're not sure, you can reach out to me. But if you do have weak digestion and you know that, you want to cook all of your vegetables because raw food is harder to digest. You want to make sure that you're eliminating all processed food. Caffeine, we eliminate caffeine. If you are really needing your caffeine, you may have to wean off. If you're drinking 3 cups, cut down to 2, cut down to 1, eventually a half a cup. Maybe do half decaf, half caffeine until you can completely wean off. If you have to have caffeine, you want to have it after you eat or during, not before. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on about caffeine that is a whole nother talk. There are some constitutions that can have caffeine, but if you're a vata, which is the ether air, what that does is it really makes the nervous system unstable, kind of gives them the jitters. And then you have people who are pitta and they drink coffee and it makes them intense, makes them wound up and kind of, so that's not how we want to be. Like, we want to be more balanced. So caffeine is something that we eliminate for sure. It is considered something that creates imbalance in the body. Okay. So also, like I said, no sugar. If you have a gluten intolerance, then you can definitely eliminate gluten. I don't really tell people to eliminate gluten unless you know. The real issue with gluten is to know that you have gluten intolerance. It requires a biopsy of the small intestines to see if you even have those enzymes to digest gluten. But I think a lot of it is how our food is being produced today, the way that they are making our food, growing our food with the soils, all of the pesticides and stuff that's used. It makes it so that we are not able to digest as well. The food is it's got all those toxins in them and we're eating that, and that gets stuck in our own tissues and then it causes problems. So really think about where you're getting your food. If you have a garden, and that's a beautiful thing, I think you should really focus on that. Also, buy organic as much as you can. There's not always a guarantee, even with organic, but you want to try to get as much of that as you can. The other thing that you want to do is you want to make sure you're eating only 3 meals a day, no snacking. Eat lighter in the morning and in the evening. Your biggest meal is in the middle of the day. The reason why we're doing that is because we're really trying to help our digestion become stronger so that when it's time to eat, we're hungry, we're ready to eat. We do not skip meals. Make sure that you are not skipping meals, or like make it so that one day you're eating at 6 a.m., the next day you're eating at 11 a.m. We don't do that. You want a routine. You want the body to be as efficient as possible. And you can't do that unless you help the body know what to expect. So we create a routine with how we eat. We try to be consistent. We keep what we're eating very simple. You want to eat more vegetables, cook them, like I said. If you have weak digestion, you want to cook all your vegetables, not so much in the fruit. And then you want whole grains. If you are eating meat, you want to kind of eat lighter meat like fish, salmon. If you do eat chicken, it needs to be the white chicken, not the heavier meats. If you can eliminate meat altogether, that's even better. Or maybe cut back on it so that you're only eating it every few days. I really like to do more big meals where I make the rice and I add the vegetables and then I add beans. And I really like those kinds of meals. It's like a bowl of yumminess. So you could do those kinds of things, but if you like to have separate meals, that's fine too. Just make it simple. And I want to tell you too that investing in your health is worth it. A lot of times people start this cleanse process and they go, it's too much and I don't really like to cook. Well, you have to think about the fact that you're investing in your health. You're investing in your well-being, and you're doing something that is going to help you later on have a better quality of life, have a longer life if you want that. So it's important to do this, to invest and to spend the energy and the effort in your own health, because people neglect it for years and years and years. And then they get older, they start really having some serious issues. And it's a lot harder to turn that disease pathway around, right? Because that's what we're doing. We're turning the disease pathway around, trying to reverse it. Whatever has gone into the body and has become an aggravation in the body, if we don't stop it at the root cause, it will just continue to move deeper into our tissues. The cleanses reverse that process. Okay, so that's the gist to get started. Preparation is all about changing your diet, simplifying your diet, eating at the same times. And if you have any questions on that, you're not sure about certain things, reach out to me. And like I said, just keep it simple, always making sure that you are cooking and preparing your own meals. Stay completely away from processed foods. Stay away from them. You want to have fresh foods. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me today.